about to go down.
Lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Gonzalo running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Sport Orbit on Leadership TV, the first edition of the week. Your regular host, Alpha Asho, is unavoidable absence today, but nothing, you are not going to miss anything. I'll try to ensure that I fit into the shoe, and in the course of the program, I'll be joining by Olawale Ayeni from the United Kingdom, who will be joining me on the show to do the justice to some of the program we have on the studio we have on the program today. And the ongoing Women Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon, it has reached the crucial stage of the competitions. As it is now, just as we normally say, they say the boys have been separated from the men. Now, in this particular one, the girls have been separated from the women. What we have now, we have 8 teams remaining in the competitions, while the remaining 8 have bid goodbye to the competitions after the completion of the group stage of the group stage. As it is now, Morocco, Botswana, Cameroon, Nigeria, Zambia, Senegal, South Africa, Tunisia are the remaining teams in the tournament. That is the last 8, called the quarterfinal of the competitions. And with that conclusion of the group stage yesterday, our own dear Super Falcons, you all know that they didn't start on a good note, lost their opening match to South Africa, but in the process, they bounced back to the winning way against the Botswana, winning the Botswana 2-0. And their second game yesterday, they dismantled the Burundi, the debutant, 4-0, then to pick a quarterfinal ticket. Now, they are going to face the Lionesses of Cameroon, which is going to be another crucial cracker for the Super Falcons. Are they going to edge out the Cameroon? That is now they have a Cameroon between them and the World Cup ticket. Remember, before the competition starts, the Super Falcon coach, Radwanzum, said that his ultimate target is to pick the World Cup ticket. Now, so far, so good. They have just a Cameroon, the Lionesses of Cameroon, between them and the World Cup ticket. That is where we are now, and they are going to face Cameroon in the quarterfinal of the competitions. So, and if you look at it, the competition, the rivalry between the Cameroons and the Nigerians has come a very long time. Super Falcons of Nigeria have dominated on head-to-head against the Cameroonian. They have several times, Cameroons have come closer several times to have their to have a revenge against the Super Falcons. They have never had it. So even if you remember, at the last Cup of Nations, at the last 2 edition of the Cup of Women Cup of Nations held in Cameroon, that's why after beating the Super Falcon in the opening match, but in the final, Super Falcon also ensured that they defeated them and then to win that round to add in their own backyard, Cameroon. Now the Camerooners have another opportunities to revenge against the Super Falcons. But the question is that it appears that the Super Falcons, after the not too pleasant starts against the Cameroon, it looks as if that they have picked their pieces up and they are not ready to go, or the front, or they are not ready to go. So they have, like I said earlier, they have Cameroon standing then between them and the World Cup ticket. So the cup holder must overcome the challenge of the indomitable Lions of Cameroon to qualify for the next World Cup, following the quarterfinal match. And as it is now, the win will take them to after Super Falcons finish the second as the second runner-up in the group stage, followed by South Africa in their group, and now South Africa who win the group C will face Tunisia in the other side. So in the other pairing of the semi-final, Morocco will face Botswana, Nigeria versus Cameroon, and then Gambia versus Senegal, South Africa versus Tunisia. So I'll be joining now with Wale Olayeni. If Wale is available now.
Of course, good evening, Salifo. Thanks for having me.
A long time. You are looking good.
Thank you.
Well, as we said at Nigeria, Berika de Salah.
Berika de Salah to you too. How was the celebration?
Well, we thank God. I hope, despite your busy schedules in the UK, I hope you are following what is going on in Morocco. They were women version of the African Cup of Nations, and so far we are in the quarterfinal. As it is now, the guests have been removed from the women, so we are left with Morocco, Botswana, Cameroon, Nigeria, Gambia, Senegal, and South Africa. But what we are going to discuss now is now the Super Falcons. Before the competition starts proper, the coach of the Super Falcons, Radwan, will say his ultimate target is to get the World Cup ticket. Now they have gone for now. They have the Cameroon standing between them and the World Cup ticket. So from what we have seen so far in Morocco, and based on the rivalry between Nigeria and Cameroon so far, what do you think? What is your analysis and your assessment of Super Falcons performance so far before going to the quarterfinal match against Cameroon?
Bayana of South Africa in the first match. It was not a rosy one for them. We saw them, going down 2-1. For me, it was expected. Looking at that previous, outing in between those two, teams. We saw them. They came to Lagos. They defeated us during the Aisha Buhari's Cup, and we thought we are going to have more, formidable team, getting to face the South Africans. But it's a good thing that the girls have actually, put that disappointing defeat that they suffered in the first game behind them. They went straight to defeat Botswana, and also, getting to win that, match against, the African rivals yesterday by 4-0. It shows that the team is actually improving day by day. We saw that similar scenario last edition of the Women's Nations Cup in Ghana, where we actually lost our first match against South Africa. But this time is another different ball game at this point in time. We'll be facing Cameroon. We know Cameroon is one of the biggest thing when it comes to women football in Africa. We saw them going to the World Cup. We saw how they actually played well during the World Cup. So it's going to be a different game when we actually get to play Cameroon. At this point in time, for me, I would say talking about Azizat Oshola, going out from the team, I want to say it's a blessing in disguise for the team at this point in time. We know that they don't really have big stars. No disrespect to the Super Falcons team at this point in time. We have young girls who are actually looking forward to ensure that they write their name in gold when it comes to the biggest stage in the African continent. Talking about football, we know we are serial winners of the Women's Nations Cup. But at this point in time, the World Cup ticket is at stake. Beat Cameroon, you go straight to the World Cup. And at this point in time, that should be the mission of the girls at this point in time. All hands must be on deck. There must not be an excuse at this point in time. Super Eagles didn't go to the World Cup. We expect the Super Falcons to actually rescue us at this point in time and ensure that they beat Cameroon in the quarterfinal and they get to the World Cup and also progress to the semi-final of the Women's Nations Cup. Salifo.
Okay, just like you said the injury to Aziz Asoswalas, yes, it was very unfortunate, but it appeared that just like you said, as everybody has also said, that it's like look like a blessing in disguise for the Super Falcon. And now, if we are going to the match against Cameroon, what do you think the technical crew need to do? Because if you look at as everybody may say, Botswana were just a devil after we lost the opening match to South Africa. But the next opener was Botswana, who were just coming for their first time. At the same time, Burundi, these two teams the last two teams who play were just coming for the WAFCON for the first time. So Cameroon, the next opener is Cameroon. In terms of, apologies, not disrespecting to Botswana and Burundi, but by every standard and by the rank and by everything, you look at Cameroon, it's more formidable, more strong opponents, and more strong rivals compared to these two. So if you have to talk to the technical crew, what do you think they need to do now if they must pass go beyond Cameroon?
Of course, where I want the technical crew to actually improve on is on the defense line because for me, I would say we have older legs, more experienced players in the defense at this point in time. Looking at the captain and also looking at the lady who's actually pairing up with the captain, we know they are very, very, they have experience. But at this point in time, experience will actually count, but it will get to some level that your experience in the game will not count because at this point in time, football now is going fast pace. Everybody now is using the counter attack, to launch. We saw those goals that were actually scored by the South Africans. We saw that we didn't actually man our defense. They actually beat us with the counter attack. So Coach Randy at this point in time must work on the defensive, department of the team if we really want to get it right. Also, the midfield is being shaken at this point in time because Chukwuelu for me, she's getting to at the end of her career at this point in time. So her, getting to, give all those deadly passes, we didn't actually get to see it from her at this point in time. But Ayinde, she's actually doing a good job in the middle of the park. I see her, getting to feed, the strikers with good ball and all that. We want to see more of that. We want to see a tighter defense. The defense should be airtight at this point in time. Goalkeeper, we know we have a solid goalkeeper, but the defense line must be airtight if we really want to make a mark against the Lionesses of Cameroon because we know them to be playing a counter-attacking football compared to what we get to see them, play. We saw them in the World Cup, how they actually, every day we actually took the world by storm. So we should not, let our guard down at this point in time. We need to work on the defense. The midfield must improve, and also the striking also must improve. This is not the time for us to play selfish game. This is time for us to, work as a team, ensure that we take all our chances, and ensure that the goal is to play collective football. At the end of the day, the goal is, just to qualify for the World Cup.
Thank you very much. You heard it from Wale there. This is not the time to let off your guard. Ensure that the defense is very tight because the Cameroonians are very dangerous in the striking. And then in our next story, the Nigerian professional leagues, yes, the River United has emerged champion, winning the title with 3 games to go. But that does not. That's why we need with 3 matches to go. That's why we have known the champion. The competition is still as tough as it is. Now, the match day 37 were played across the country yesterday, and Niger Tornadoes were able to beat Heartland to ensure that they escape relegation. A lot of teams, Niger Tornadoes before now are on the danger line, but the victory against Heartland has given them a safe left hand that they have not escaped relegation. Niger Tornadoes beat Heartland Warrior in 2-1 in Kaduna to escape relegation. The same teams, even the Enyiba, who were also hoping to get a continental ticket, also lost their match to Remo Star, as well as even the Niger Rangers, who were also hoping for a continental ticket, also lost in Gobe. So, Wale, what is your impressions about what is happening in the domestic Nigerian league? I don't know if you are following. Just like I told you earlier, River United have won the league title with 3 matches to spare. But despite that the winner of the title, the league has already known, that does not diminish the competitiveness of the league. Like you still have clubs competing for the remaining continental slot, and those who are also fighting to keep their slot. And just like I told you, Niger Tornado were able to secure their slot yesterday with a victory against Gobe United. Now they are now 10 on a log with 51 points. That automatically put them in safe land. So, if you are following the league, what is your impression about what is the competitiveness of Nigeria League this season?
Of course, for me, the biggest news is that Kano Pillars might just be going to relegation. For me, that's the biggest news that is actually coming from the MPFL. We know it's actually, the league is done and dusted already. Champions have emerged. Rivers United, getting, to claim the title in a dramatic fashion, looking at the point that they have gathered so far, and they still have, some matches to spare. It shows that they are actually thirsty to win the title once again. And also, we should actually see a brand new Rivers United when they play in the continent. For me, Eyimba, losing out to play continental football next season is one of another, disappointment for the People's Elephant, because we know them to be serious players, or when it comes to the continental, leagues. But at this point in time, it's just so disappointing that they will not be, be going to a continent next season. Most surprising for me, Raymond Stars, getting to make it, top 3 in the Nigerian Professional Football League. It shows that they understand, because it's a private-owned club. They understand how football should be actually be run, and that has actually showed in their results. They were nowhere in the mid-table last season, but you can actually see them, getting to be able to finish in the top 3. But looking at the likes of Kano Pillars, the rest of the team, Gombe United, those guys have been, those teams have, for me, they have been in mix. But it's actually not interesting to see the Nigerian League at this point. There have been a whole lot of, up and down in the leagues, right from game against Kano Pillars, looking at what the administrator did, looking at some officiating of the game. But at this point in time, I think we need a total, a revamp of the Nigerian Football League. We should have those people who understand how to run league, manage the affair of the league at this point in time. But it has been interesting, watching the Nigerian League from afar, from right here in the UK. It has been interesting. For me, we actually have to do more when it talks about, promoting the Nigerian League at this point in time, because I get to ask a whole lot of couple of Nigerians about the Nigerian League at this point in time, if they even know one or two names of players, one or two names of team. And to my greatest surprise, some didn't actually know
Wale, just
much
hold
about
your
the
thoughts there.
Nigerian
Then
League.
we have to, let's go for a short break. When we come back, then we'll continue from there, sir.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Well, welcome back from that short break. Still talking about Nigeria Professional League. Coach Abdul Mekaba of Rangers has blamed his players for their failure to pick a continental ticket. He admitted that the Fly Antelope's chance of qualifying for the next continental competition has been shattered by their defeat to Gombe United on Sunday, and blamed it on his player. Say their poor emotion and composure in the league caused them the defeat. So, and just however, the poor officiating, according to him, he also blamed the poor officiating, and I don't think that should have been their problem. But he said though he was blaming the poor officiating, but according to him, if the players have kept their guard and listened to his instructions, they wouldn't have suffered the defeat in Gombe, and that defeat automatically put their hope of qualifying for a continental ticket in jeopardy. For instance, at the moment they are fifth on the log. They are fifth on the log, followed by Aqua United, who are fourth, and then Remo Stars, who are third on the league with 60 points. So the Remo Stars just need a draw in the final match to pick the last continental ticket. Remember that the two first River United have picked. River United and Plateau United have finished fourth and second respectively. That's at the Nigeria representative in the next CAF Champions League. The continental ticket for the Confederations Cup, which is left now, is between Aqua United, and Remo Star. Remo Star only need a draw in their last match to ensure that they pick the continental ticket. So, but however, Abdul Mekaba, who was recruited for the purpose of qualifying the Ranger, the Fly Antelope for a continental ticket, has blamed the defeat, their failures to pick the ticket on the players. Still on the domestic scene, the federal government have set to hand over the Ahmadu Bello Stadium to Kaduna State government to ensure that they expand the stadium for further, and in a bit to ensure that the stadium remain lucrative and in such a way that will be playable. And as part of the ongoing federal government adopt peace initiative. Mr. Olawale Ayeni, welcome back. If you are still there, the federal government is set to hand over the Ahmadu Bello Stadium to Kaduna State government as part of the Minister of Sports adopt athlete initiative. But unlike the Abuja Stadium that was renovated by Dangote, and the other one that is being renovated, the Lagos Stadium that is being renovated by another business mogul. But in this case, the Kaduna government they'll hand over the stadium to Kaduna State government completely. Then that means Kaduna will assume the owner of the Ahmadu Bello Stadium. So is that part of development? Is it a welcome development, sir?
Of course, at this point in time, I feel they should actually hand the stadium to a private company for them to actually run the stadium. I feel that way it will actually open more opportunities, more business opportunities to the stadium. We know that the stadium is about 15 to 16,000 capacity, if I'm not mistaken. It's a beautiful stadium which has hosted a lot of African games in that particular one. So at this point in time, it's still a welcome development, no doubt about it. Giving it to the Kaduna State government, but are they going to actually put the stadium in good shape, getting to maintain it to ensure that it can actually host continental games? Because at this point in time, handing over the stadium to a state government, imagine if federal government cannot really get to maintain the stadium, will the state government be able to actually maintain such a stadium? Do they really have the funds to do that? I think that we should actually think about that properly. But for me, I feel the stadium should be privately driven. If they give a private company to actually manage the stadium, I feel there's going to be a whole lot of turnaround. We saw what happened with the Abuja National Stadium. It was not the government that actually renovated it. It was Dangote that did it. Also, Lagos State, it was also Dangote that did it. So the money didn't actually really come out from the coffers of the government. So I feel the government should actually hand over the stadium to a private company who will actually renovate the stadium, put it in a good shape, see how the stadium can actually make money. There's a whole lot of ways that the stadium can actually make money. So for me, if a private company gets to take over the affairs of the stadium, I feel they can actually develop the stadium, revamp the stadium, and start making the stadium to make money from it.
Yes, well, you said it correctly. The stadium is a big investment. It's a good facilities that you're supposed to maintain itself and also finance and also generate income for the government and for itself. But unfortunately, in this side of the country, we leave the stadium as just for recreation and we don't even care to make better use of it. But the good thing is that the Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has also expressed desire and willingness to collect that stadium and to maintain it. But my fears, just like you rightly expressed that, Kaduna State government, Nasir El-Rufai, has less than a year to remain in office. So what is the guarantee that his successor will take over the stadium and maintain the stadium and at the same time keep it busy and not just like say stadium is not for the government. Stadium is supposed to be an investment that generates income. But unfortunately, in this part of the country, we don't take it that way. We don't look at the business ideas of the stadium. So let's hope that just like the federal government has concluded the plan to hand over the stadium, and once they hand over to them, the state government and the El-Rufai, even as it's going, maybe his successor will also be willing to take in the same, buying the same idea that the El-Rufai had with the stadium and ensure that they keep the stadium and keep it all around. Because that stadium is one of the fantastic stadiums, though just 16 capacity, but it has hosted a whole lot of continental competition, even Super Eagles matches severally. Then move to our next story. While you are in UK, yesterday we see what happened at the Wembley. Novak Djokovic, again, a match champion, winning his 7 Wimbledon titles. How a marvelous one. What is your impression? I hope you have the opportunity. I hope you watch the game.
I was not actually there. I went to another event yesterday, festival. But it's a very beauty to behold to see Novak Djokovic getting to win the Grand Slam again. This is just his seventh at this point in time. Getting to show class in the world of tennis. Nobody is actually stopping him at this point in time. He's just one of the best players in the world at this point in time that has been graced the court when you talk about the game of tennis. Hopefully, we should actually get to see in Nigeria getting to achieve that feat. But who knows what the future holds? Maybe we can get one of our own getting to win a Grand Slam in that particular. But you could see it was a clash of the titans. It was a great game. They actually went to the wire at this point in time. We saw Novak Djokovic getting to sweat for it, but at the end of the day, it actually paid off for him getting to win that particular title because his challenger was also in top of his game. But in the game of tennis, there must actually be a winner, and there must actually be a winner. So I want to say congrats to Novak Djokovic at this point in time. He should keep shining. The stars at this point in time, and the sun actually not shining to his part at this point in time. But let's see what the future holds for him. For now, we allow him to celebrate his seventh title.
Yeah, his seventh title, and that's also that also brings to 21 Grand Slam he has won. Now he has one head ahead of Roger Federer and one behind Rafael Nadal. These are the three great tennis we have at the currently. But one would have wondered, Nadal was also in the competition, but he had to pull out from the semi-final match because of the injury. One would have said that it's because of the injury that gives Djokovic a free ride if Nadal would have remained in the competition.
Of course, no doubt about it. Nadal is a big name any day, anytime. Novak also is actually a big name anytime. But I feel the days of Nadal is gradually coming to an end because we know that Djokovic is younger than him. He has seen it all, but no doubt about it. A clash between those two players any day, anytime is a match to watch. Is a match that will actually go to the wire. But at this point in time, sport is sports. Injury can come in at any time. At this time, the luck actually don't shine in favor of Djokovic. Let's see what the next one will actually be like. Maybe Nadal will actually bounce back in the next Grand Slam. Who knows? Maybe even Rafael Nadal, Federer also will actually come into the mix. But let's see how it actually pans out in the next championship.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Maybe in the 2023 Wimbledon, we are going to see these three stars because even Federer has also made a hint that he still wants to come back to play another Wimbledon before he retires from the competition. The beauty about Djokovic victory is that has made him the fourth man in an open era to win four successful Wimbledon titles.
Of course.
That's a great victory for Novak Djokovic there. Then our final story. Despite all the rumors about the several interests on the side of, say, Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, this and this, that are all interested, Bayern Munich, all interested in signing the Nigerian star, Vitor Osimhen from the Napoli. But the Napoli has come out to clear that there's no any offer on the table. That all the only headers, there are several, I mean, that several clubs has also make a call, making requests about him, but nobody has actually submitted an offer for Vitor Osimhen. Wale, are you concerned about this revelation from the Napoli?
Of course, we might say, for me, maybe those people actually are managing the image of Victor Osimhen. Maybe they want to actually woo big clubs for them to actually come for a signature. By doing that, maybe interest might come. But at this point in time, Inter Milan actually Napoli actually came out to actually clear the news about Victor Osimhen at this point in time. No doubt about it. He's a big player. No doubt about it. He's still a young lad. He still have a whole lot of years ahead of him to play good football. And for now, I just feel he should still remain in Napoli. Get to improve day by day. Because I wouldn't want to see Victor Osimhen, going to an English Premiership club such as Arsenal or Manchester United and be sitting on the bench. We want to see him play, full 90 minutes so that he can actually improve well. So the best team that he can actually have at this point in time is Napoli. Let him keep growing, keep improving. No doubt about it. His time will surely come. He should actually not stay put. We know, media hype at this part of the world. You have to have media hype for you to actually get at the big deals. I feel it's the media hype that actually are giving him, backing him, just to see if big clubs will come for a signature. But at this point in time, it's actually no good that they are actually putting up a good image for Victor Osimhen. Hopefully, let's say maybe in the coming season, maybe we should have a big club, looking for a signatures. Clubs like Manchester United, for me, who I feel they don't really have a good striker. They don't really have a point man at this point in time. So if they can actually not go for Victor Osimhen, no doubt about it, it's going to be a good buy for the Red Devils.
Well, Victor Osimhen, you have it free of charge advice from the man who should know better, Wale Olawale Ayeni, that he shouldn't listen to all the media hype that interests all the interest of what the better place for you to be now is at Napoli. Remain in Napoli at least for one more season, develop your skill, and then improve. You still have a very long time in your time. You're still young, and you can improve. When you improve, you get better, a better offer. Don't just like Lionesses, don't listen to the media hype. Just remain focused at Napoli and improve. Then that is the most you can take on today's edition of the Sport Orbit. Mr. Olawale Ayeni, I can't thank you more than enough. Thank you for your time on today's program.
Thank you, Salifu Usman, for having me. In regards to the rest of the team right there in the studio.
Then, for our esteemed viewers, I can say thank you for your time. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.